Hi loves, welcome or welcome back to my channel. So in today's video, as you can tell by the title, is going to be a full face makeup tutorial on this look I created right here using a few new products. So yeah, you guys, I'm really excited because mainly for the face stuff, but also the eyes as well, because I did pick up new eyeshadow palettes and it's been forever since I picked up any new eyeshadow palettes because I have so many, so I don't really feel like it's necessary to do so, but I decided to pick up these palettes. I did show you guys what they look like in the video, so yeah, I'm gonna just wait to show you guys that, but I can show you one of the palettes. This is the one that I use in today's video. It is by Tarte and it is called Gilded, and this is what it looks like in the inside. Beautiful shades. This is all I use for my eyeshadow today. And yeah, you guys, I was mainly excited for the face products. I am going to be reviewing the NYX glue, the face glue line. This is the setting spray and this is the primer. And I'm also reviewing the Onesize foundation. Well, not reviewing, but I'm showing you guys the product. I also have some Made by Mitchell products as well that I'm going to be trying out for the first time. So this is not fairly new, but it is new to me. So yeah, I was really excited about that as well. And lastly, I did pick up 2 brush sets from Made by Mitchell. So I pretty much used every brush that I could in today's video for you guys. So yeah, if you guys would like to see all the products that I use to create this look right here, then just continue to watch. Also, please do not forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you guys in my next one. So as you guys can tell, I already completed one eye off of camera. I just recorded that portion for my TikTok. So now I'm about to do the other eye. So I did go in with my Amazonian clay. I want to say this is called the collector set. And this is the Golden Air, and it comes with 3 different eyeshadow palettes, and it actually shows what the eyeshadow palettes look like on the back of the packaging. So I can just go ahead and show you guys all of the ones that come in this set. I don't know if they have any other sets with more different eyeshadows. I'm not sure. This is the only one that I've seen at Sephora, and I was like, I have to get it. I have not gotten any new eyeshadow palettes or anything in a very long time because I have so many, but when I seen this, I was just like, I need that. So I can go ahead and show you guys the first one. This is called Elegance, which I think this is the pink purple one. Yep. So that is what this one looks like. Hopefully you guys can see the shades, and hopefully it's coming up true to color. But that's what that one looks like. It is very pretty. Then the next one that I got is called Bejeweled, which this is the main one that actually caught my attention because it's usually shades that I don't go for. This is more so on the neutral cool tone side, and this blue is what really caught my eye. Just this color scheme in general, I really like. I like how they threw in the warm orangey golden shade with this palette. I feel like you can create really pretty looks with this palette, and that would be different for me because, like I said, I'm not really a cool tone kind of girl. So yeah. And then the last palette that comes in this set is called Gilded, and I'm sorry if I'm not like showing y'all what the outer packaging looks like. Let me see. I can show you guys the last 2 that I just showed, but I love the different patterns that comes on the palettes. It actually looks very luxurious in my opinion. So yeah, this is what the last one looks like. Very pretty. It's kind of like a ropey kind of texture, and this is what this one looks like. Very beautiful warm tone kind of shades, and I feel like this would literally be perfect for this time of year. Just nice warm kind of tones, and I feel like this would be perfect for a Thanksgiving kind of look. You know, we all like to get dressed up just to sit in the living room, but this is definitely the kind of look that I would go for. So yeah, we can just go ahead and get started. So for my eyeshadow base, I did go in with the MAC soft ochre paint pot. Usually I don't go in with this. I usually take my P. Louise eyeshadow base, but I just wanted to switch it up because, like I said, I always use the P. Louise base. So I'm just like, I don't want this to just collect dust. I want to, you know, make it useful. So I'm just applying that. This formula is way thinner than the P. Louise base. I could tell you that right now. It's definitely different, but as you can see, my eyeshadow is definitely applied really nicely. It's not patchy or muddy or anything like that, and they did show up really nicely as far as pigmentation goes. So yeah, I'm actually really satisfied with this paint pot, which I knew I was gonna be because I've used it one time before and I feel like I didn't have any issues. So yeah, I'm just gonna be patting that. And you guys, I am using a Mitchell 5. I don't know if it says, I think it says MC. I really don't know, but it's the number 5 brush that I got in this set right here. So yeah, those are the brushes that I'm going to be using today, along with a couple of other brushes in my collection. But yeah, you guys, I just got that set, and I got the same exact set, but it's a light shimmery pink instead of the ombre hot pink. They have really nice detail brushes, which I'm going to be showing you guys. So yeah. So now I'm going to take the Mitchell 9 brush, and I'm just going to blend the base out because it's actually starting to set a little bit. It sets way quicker than the P. Louise base, I can tell you that. Like way quicker. To be honest, you guys, I didn't even realize how quickly this sets. It's like really tacky. Okay, so I'm going to take the first shade with my Mitchell 3 brush. And the first shade that I'm going to be taking is the deepest shade in the palette. It is this one right here, and it is called Top Tier. I think it's called Top Tier. Let me see. Okay, so that's one thing, you guys, that I don't understand about these palettes. It's like the shades, I feel like, are flipped. So I refer to the thing right here to help me with the shade. So this one is Embellish. That's what this one is called. Yeah, it's like backwards. But yes, I'm just going to be taking this shade and packing it on. You guys should know by now, if you're familiar with my channel, I like to pack on the shades first and then do the blending later, because I like my eyeshadow looks to be as opaque as possible. And we know with blending, you can lose some of that pigment. So I like to just pack on as much as I can, and then I like to go and blend and make sure everything is nice and seamless. So yeah, I'm just doing that. And as you can see, the eyeshadows are bomb. Like, the pigmentation is literally insane. I was not expecting the shades to be this pigmented, you guys. Like, this is like indie brand quality, and if you're familiar with indie brands, y'all know like that quality is unmatched. I feel like with higher end brands, they kind of slacked off for a long time when it comes to the eyeshadow palettes. Like, their shades will be really ashy and just not pigmented, but I feel like they're trying to step it up because they see these indie brands is just coming for their necks. So yeah, now I'm just gonna blend that because I got it to the opaqueness that I want. So I'm blending that as high as I can, but we're still gonna leave room for all the other shades. So I'm just making sure that's nice and diffused because I want this to be like mainly like a warm chocolate kind of look. And even though this is the deepest shade in the palette, this is definitely giving like a milk chocolate, and I love it so much. So yeah, I'm just blending that up. Now I'm going to be taking my Mitchell 1 brush, and the next shade that I'm going to be taking is this shade. It is called Fancy. And that's another thing that I like about this palette a lot too. The eyeshadows are way more opaque than what they show up in the pan. At least this shade. Everything is like true to color, but this one definitely showed up more than what I thought it was going to, which I really like a lot. Because I found with a lot of neutral and like warm palettes, they don't have enough crease shades for us melanated women, and that could be very frustrating sometimes. So I can definitely appreciate this palette being thoughtful enough to include, you know, shades that's going to show up on deeper skin tones, and this is definitely showing up. So I'm just going to be doing the 50-50 method. half of my brush is going to be on the eyeshadow that we previously applied, and then the other half is going on the base, so we can have a nice gradient kind of blend. It may seem like I'm kind of being harsh because the brush is kind of like going all over the place, but I'm actually being very, very light. That's actually the key to blending out your eyeshadow looks. So as you can see, it is giving more neutral, and I want to bring warmth back into the eyeshadow look. So that's why I'm going to be taking this shade. This is, I want to say, other than the lighter bone color shade, this is the last matte shade that I'm going to be taking for the crease. This is called opulent. I never heard that word before a day in my life. But yeah, so I'm actually going to be taking the same blending brush, and I'm just going to be taking off the color from the previous shade, and I'm going to be taking that and just going over that. And I want to make sure that this is diffused as possible. Okay, so as you can see, I feel like this is diffused as it's gonna get. So now I like to take the time to do the ladder method. The 50-50 method and the ladder method is from P. Louise. If you guys have did her course, then you would know what I'm talking about. Or if you're just familiar with my channel, you would already know. But basically all of the shades that I took in the crease, I'm basically gonna just be reapplying that in the same exact order. So yeah, I'm just going to be doing that. I'm gonna speed through that part, and then we can go ahead and cut the crease and apply our lid shades. Okay, you guys, so the crease is pretty much done. So now I'm going to take my P. Louise cut carver, and I'm just going to be cutting the crease. I'm gonna try to get all of this in frame as much as I can, kind of close. And I'm gonna just warn you guys now, it's probably not gonna look the same. That's just what it is. I'm so used to my cut creases never looking the same. So yeah, just ignore that. But yeah, I'm about to cut the crease now. Yeah, it's definitely not gonna look the same. I could tell. Oh no. Well, it's okay. Like I said, I never expect my cut creases to look the same. They never do. So now I'm about to just take, now I'm just taking a Q-tip and I'm just wiping off all of that excess product. So now that all that product is gone, I'm gonna just take my P. Louise and Mitchell collab. This is the cosmetic paint in the shade Blank Canvas. Okay guys, so now that I have my crease cut, I'm gonna go ahead and work on the outer corner, and I'm going to take just a little bit of that first shade and just buff out the edges. And I'm gonna keep it strictly on the edges because we do have another matte shade that we're gonna be putting closer to the outer corner, but more so on the lid as well. So yeah, I just wanted to do that before we move on to the lid. So the two shades that I'm going to be taking are just the two golds right here. So I'm going to be taking this shade first for the middle and more towards the end of my lid, and then I'm going to be taking this gold that's going to go more into the inner corner. So as you guys can see, those shimmers are beautiful. It's very reflective, super shiny. Like, I love the way it applied to the eyes. I don't think that I showed it on camera, but I did spray my brush with a little bit of setting spray. I always like to mix in some sort of liquid for my eyeshadows so they can pretty much give this type of finish. So yeah, you guys, now I'm just going to take, what is this? This is the Mitchell 1 brush. And I'm gonna take that last shade that we use in our transition for the crease, and I'm just going to take that right here in between the shimmer and the brown shade. I love doing this. It just blends in really nicely. Gives like a more pop of color, in my opinion, to the look. So yeah, I love doing this stuff a lot. And then I just go ahead and blend it in with the outer corner shade. Okay, you guys, so this is what the eyes are looking like so far. I do want to line my lash line, but I don't want to go in with the black. I want to go in with the brown. So I figured this would be perfect to use the color case from Mitchell. I have the nude one. You guys can't really tell the colors, but I'm gonna show you guys. And then I got the colorful one as well. Obviously, we're not gonna be using the colorful one today, but yeah, this is what it looks like. This is what it comes in. It comes with a dual-ended brush. One side is a brush and one side is a spatula, so you can scoop up the product. And then this is what it looks like. So pretty. I love all of these shades so much. So yeah, I'm just going to mix the real dark brown and the chocolate brown. So I'm gonna mix these two, and I'm gonna put that on my lash line. So I heard that you have to like warm these up before using them so it can get like really creamy, which it is right now. And then to apply that, I'm going to be using this really thin and fine liner brush. This is the Mitchell 12 brush. So I'm just going to apply that really quick. And it's really pigmented, you guys. I'm kind of nervous because I'm going over a shimmer with this shade, but it's applying really nicely. And this brush is really fine. I'm really liking how this is applying so far. Okay guys, so I lined my lash line. Now I'm about to apply some mascara and my lashes. So I'm just gonna do that off of camera, and I will be right back for the face portion. Okay, you guys, so I'm officially done with my eyes. So now we can move on to the face portion. I'm really excited because I am going to be testing out the new NYX The Face Glue Gripping Primer, and I also got the setting spray as well, but obviously we're not gonna use that right now. I'm really excited. Oops, I thought you take this whole thing off. I guess it's just, okay, it's a little cap right here. And obviously this looks like glue. It claims to grip your makeup without giving a sticky feel to it, which I don't necessarily believe that. If it's anything like a gripping primer, it's going to be a little sticky. but we will see. I'm just applying that everywhere, and I felt like this was perfect to use because the foundation that we're going to be going into is more so on like the matte side, and usually when I wear matte foundations I like to go in with a gripping or hydrating primer. So yeah, I already feel it getting tacky on my skin, which I love that feeling. So I'm gonna just let that dry down a little bit. Okay, so I let that dry down, and it's honestly not as tacky or sticky as I thought it was gonna be. It's definitely like a grip to it, but it's not anything too crazy. So I guess that's what they mean by it not feeling sticky, because it's definitely not as sticky as I thought it was gonna be. So now we're gonna be testing out the Onesize Turn Up the Base Full Beat Foundation. I got the shade Dark Deep 25 Neutral, so I'm just gonna be applying that all over my face, and I'm going to be using the Mitchell 5 brush, and I'm going to apply that all over my face. So I did one full pump, and this might be enough for my entire face because this is full coverage, so a little bit goes a long way. Oh yeah, I just might only need one pump. Oh yeah, you guys, that's crazy. Usually I need 1.5 to 2 pumps of foundation, especially considering the fact that I have a large face. But yeah, so I just apply that all over my skin. Now I'm going to blend it out. I really like the color. It honestly matches my skin perfectly. I honestly go based off of my chest, and it might be just a little bit darker than my chest, but that's okay. That's honestly what I prefer because I like to go in with a really like bright concealer. So yeah, I'm blend it down to my neck. I'm loving the way this is looking so far, you guys, and it doesn't feel dry on the skin either, especially with the help of the primer, but it feels really nice. It has really nice coverage. All right, so that is what the foundation is looking like. Even though it says that it's more on the neutral side, I don't know how it's looking on camera, but in person it kind of does pull orange still, but that's okay. I'm so used to all my foundations doing that, honestly. But yeah, I like how it's looking so far. Okay guys, so this is what I'm going to do for my concealer portion. Being that I did go in with the Onesize Turn Up the Base foundation, I thought why not go in with the concealers. I do have 2 of them, one for a highlight shade and one for a brightening shade. So yeah, but I will say when I first got this concealer, you guys, I literally loved it like so much, but as time went on it was just way too dry for my under eye, and I did not like how any powders laid on the concealer. This concealer to me is like low-key self-setting, honestly. Like if I really wanted to go without setting this concealer, I feel like I would be fine to do so. I do have dry skin naturally, so that probably could also play a part, but yeah, I just want to try out the concealer and see if I can make it work. It used to be able to work for me, so I don't know what's different now, but I honestly feel like if the Huda Beauty Easy Bake Powder can't even make the concealer look good, then it's definitely the concealer's fault. It's something wrong with the concealer. It's definitely not the Huda powder. So what I'm going to do to see if this makes a difference is I'm going to go in with a gripping primer and just reapply that to this area to see if that will just give me some hydration and help the concealer, you know, set a little bit better on my under eye area. Just give it a little bit more hydration and see if that helps. Hopefully it does, you guys. Hopefully it makes a good difference. So I'm just gonna take my sponge and just go in with that. And I already moisturized my skin with my Cetaphil, however you want to say it. And that does a great job with hydrating my skin as well. So yeah, we're just gonna go right into the concealer. So like I said, this dries down and it dries down pretty quickly. So I'm just going to do one eye at a time. And I'm gonna go straight into blending it out, and hopefully this makes a difference, you guys. So it looks good on the skin so far. I don't want to speak too soon. I feel like I never really had a problem with this concealer as far as like how it applies necessarily. It's more so how it looks when you set it with powder. So we're going to see. And I feel like the coverage is not as good as I remember it either. It looks nice, but it's definitely not giving full coverage in person. But I spent my money on this, you guys, so it needs to be used up. I don't honestly see myself repurchasing this concealer, and I also don't like the shade either. It's just so crazy how like things could change over time, because I swear like I used to love this concealer so much and now I just do not like it at all. So I don't know what's up with that, but yeah, I'm just applying that. I'm gonna go back over here because I feel like I applied a little bit too much on this side, so I'm gonna just try to make it even. I'm just bringing that out. I got a pimple right here and it is irritating my soul. Oh gosh. But okay, I'm just bringing that out. Oh, you guys, I just cannot stand the color of this concealer. It is too like orangey yellowish. Like I just, oh gosh, I don't like it. I like more of a neutral kind of tone to my concealers, especially considering the fact that, like I just told you guys earlier, majority of my foundation shades like pull orange. So I feel like going in with the neutral concealer kind of like helps with that. But I don't know, hopefully with the brightness shade we could fix the undertone. Now I'm just gonna take the excess and just put it on my other highlighted areas. So I just don't want to use any more of this concealer, like this shade, for my face. So now I'm gonna go into the lighter shade. The darker shade that I used was medium dark 3 G, and then this one is light 1 R. G is for golden and R is for rose. So I'm just applying that. Okay, I'm not gonna let it sit for too long, and I'm just blending that out. Trying to keep it mainly in the inner corner because, like I said, I use this for brightening purposes. Okay, so that layered really nicely on the skin, I will say that. Like it does not look too bad now, honestly. Okay, and then I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. You guys, so I'm just gonna blend that out. Brush. Okay, you guys, I'm gonna be completely honest. I'm not mad at how this is looking. I can definitely tell a difference though on how the concealer is blending out on my under eye area. It doesn't feel drying. Usually by this point I could feel it drying down and feeling like really tight on my skin, but it's actually feeling pretty well right now. Okay, so since we're doing the one size foundation and the concealers, I thought why not go in with the powder. Now I will say I do have all three well, all 4 of the shades: Translucent, Ultra Pink, Sweet Honey, and then the Ultra Peach. Did I already say that? Ultra Pink, whatever. So yeah, and I will say honestly, you guys, I feel like the peach one is the best quality one. Like, this does not feel drying on my under eye area. Like, it just feels so good. I feel like it's just different. It's just so different from the pink one and the Sweet Honey. I haven't used Sweet Honey in ages. Sometimes I don't even remember that I have that powder. But yeah, you guys, I'm taking that on my Mitchell face brush in number 2. So I'm just gonna blend out my concealer because it's definitely creasing. I have creasy under eyes, so that's to be expected. And I'm just going to set that. It still has that like drying kind of patchy look to it because of the concealer. Oh gosh, I just don't like this combination, like the concealer and the powder together. I used to love this combination. Now I do not like the One Size concealer with like any powder. It applies, and I feel like I kind of remember me feeling like the powder and the concealer, like everything just looks so drying until you set it, and then everything looks flawless. But I don't know, with my other products I can just look flawless as I go, you know. I don't have to depend on setting powders to make my skin look a certain way. But that's okay. No shade to Patrick, I still love his products. It's just I'm not the biggest fan of this combination, and I'm pretty sure people with more oily skin can't relate to what I'm talking about. I feel like me having dry skin plays a factor, but yeah, I'm just not the biggest fan of this combination, but that's okay. So now I'm just gonna set everywhere else. Definitely does a good job at blurring though. One of the best powders on the market if you want like that blurring effect, like filter blurring effect. So you guys, I probably should have waited to set my face because I am going to be testing out the Made by Mitchell, I want to say curve case. I have the palette medium, and then I also have deep. Deep right here, and I'm gonna use deep because medium is just a little bit too light for me. Not even a little bit, it's way too light for me, you guys. And something that I do want to point out about these palettes that can be very disappointing is the simple fact that, let me see if you guys can tell. So you can tell I swatched these, which is kind of perfect for my point that I'm about to make. Is you can see how it looks in the pan, like say for instance this one, right? Because you could definitely tell. So you can see this is the color that I thought you were gonna get. It's way darker when it's just in the pan, but when you swatch it, it's way lighter. Like the shade is way lighter than what it appears in the pan, and I don't like that at all. It was very deceiving. Online it was very deceiving. The medium palette definitely looked like it was a lot darker, but it's actually not. And you can kind of tell with this one too, but obviously this one is gonna work for me. So I'm gonna take the lightest shade in this palette, and I'm going to be taking that on a Mitchell brush. This is the, okay, so I kind of figured out what the letters mean. So MF, I want to say it's the Mitchell face or makeup face brush, whatever. But F is for face, and then E is for eyes. So yeah, you guys, I'm just gonna take some on this brush and just apply that. Ooh, that's really pigmented. So as you can see, that's very red. I want to actually take that color off and see if I could go in with the darkest shade in the medium palette and see what that looks like. We're gonna test that out. See, yeah, it's bronzy, but it's way more subtle. Yeah, that could definitely work, but it's way more subtle than the other one. It's way more orangey, the first one that I chose. So I'm gonna just go over that, and I'm just stippling because these products are very creamy. So we're just gonna do that, and I'm gonna just take my foundation brush and just blend that out. As you guys know, I already set my under eye area, and it doesn't seem to be breaking up my product underneath the contour shade. But this is really nice though. I feel like it just brought my face makeup to life. I'm gonna take just a little bit more of the deeper shade. Just apply that. It's really, really nice. Now I'm gonna just take my sponge that I use to blend out my concealer and just blend out the edges of this. Okay, so even though nothing really looks off about this, you guys, I still recommend that you don't apply this over powder. Yeah, don't do what I did. Just go ahead and go in with all of your cream products if you're going to be using this, and then go in with all of your powders. So I'm not going to use the blushes in this palette, being that I did set my face. So now what I'm going to do is set my bronzer. So I'm going to be taking the Ren Beauty bronzer in the shade Coconut. I love this shade so much, especially when I want more of like that deeper reddish kind of bronzy look. So I'm just going to set that bronzer. This is so pretty, you guys. Like, when I say I feel so beautiful and like sun-kissed when I go in with this bronzer. So for blush, I'm gonna go in with She's Baked by Patrick Ta. This is what it looks like. It is gorgeous. I love this blush so much. It's like a terracotta with like a hint of like a pink undertone. Really nice and warm. I literally love this so much. I'm gonna kind of blend that into my concealer. Oh, that is so beautiful, you guys. I love this shade so much. So now I'm going to take my P. Louise Power Powder. This is in the shade Peach, and I am going to pretty much brighten my under eye area. I love a bright under eye. I live for a bright under eye, so I'm just gonna go in with my sponge. I don't mind putting powder on my sponge because I'm gonna be cleaning my stuff tonight. So yeah, I'm just taking that. Here we go. Whoa, actually that was a bit much. Okay, so I'm gonna go in with that same brush I applied my blush with and just go over that powder because I went just a little bit overboard by accident. So I did go off of camera and I already did my lower lash line. I just applied the dark brown shade in the outer parts of my lower lash line, and then I went ahead with some mascara as well. I was gonna do a waterline, but I feel like this already looks smoky enough, so I'm just gonna leave it like this. So now I'm gonna be going into my lip combo. I'm just gonna be taking I'm going to be going into my brown lip pencil. This is in the shade Simma Brown Now from Wet n Wild. And now we're going to be working on that ombre effect. And I'm also going to be taking the brown over the black. blending that, and then I'm going to be taking another lip liner. This is all lip liners for this lip look, but yeah, this is by I want to say NK Makeup, and this is in the shade Cocoa. And I'm just going to fill that in. And you guys, I literally just remembered something. I was most definitely supposed to use the peach, the neutral peach powder by Makeup by Mario. So I guess I will use this in another video, pretty much my next video that I post on here. But if you guys do want to see how these powders work, then you can go to my TikTok. I did do a full-blown review on this powder. I just used the shade Fair Pink, and I was supposed to use neutral peach today, but I forgot. I kind of got caught up in the whole Onesize product. My concealer probably would have came out a lot better if I would have went in with this powder maybe, to just try something different with the Onesize concealer. But yeah, you guys, I'm so sorry. I was definitely supposed to use this in today's video, and I like totally got sidetracked. So yeah, but yeah, you guys, we're almost done with the face. I decided last minute that I want to go in with a highlighter. Oh, and that's another thing too. I guess I can take this shimmer right here to like open up my eyes a little bit. So I'm gonna go in with this silvery kind of shade and put that in the inner corner. I'm gonna put a little bit first just to see how it looks. So I'm just going in with a little bit and just applying that right here. I don't know if you guys can tell, but it opened up the eyes just a little bit. I didn't go too crazy. I'm just making sure everything blends together. So yeah, now I'm gonna go into some highlight. I am going to be taking the Patrick Ta, what is this called? The Major Glow Cream and Powder Light Reflecting Duo. I really love these a lot. A lot of people hated these, but I love them so much. And I'm gonna be taking the shade Daddy. This is my favorite shade in the collection because it's like a rose gold. So I'm just going in with the cream. I don't know if you guys can see on camera, but that is the cream. And I'm gonna be applying that everywhere I want the light to pretty much reflect and where I want to have that nice highlighted look. So that is pretty much it. Now I'm going to wipe off my brush, take off any of that cream, and I'm going to go in with the powder and just pack over top of it. And as you can see, that looks really, really nice. Oops. I'm just gonna set that powder. Now we're gonna go ahead and go into the spray. It definitely has my face looking very crazy. Like, it looks very crazy. Like, patches is everywhere, but I'm just gonna let that dry, and then I will come back so you guys can see what everything looks like while it's set. Okay, you guys, so this is how the face is looking when everything is pretty much set. I really like how the look came out a lot. So I figured now we can kind of go over some of the products and my thoughts on them so far. So the first thing I could talk about is the eyeshadow palette. This is literally the only one that I use in today's video. I really like it a lot, you guys. Like I was saying, while I was applying the eyeshadows, I was really surprised on how pigmented they were, because like I said, I feel like the higher end brands have been lacking when it comes to pigmentation and like opaqueness of their eyeshadows. So yeah, you guys, I'm actually really, really impressed and surprised that this eyeshadow look turned out the way that it did. So I highly recommend that you guys get this set. Like you've seen in the video, you do get a more warm palette, you get a neutral cool tone palette, and you also get a pinky purpley palette. So I feel like that's honestly a steal. Literally just for $55, I feel like it's pretty much worth the money. So for the NYX primer and the setting spray, I can honestly say I really like how everything is looking so far, how it set the makeup, how it primed my skin. Everything feels so hydrated and so nice. I feel set, but I don't feel like the primer or the setting spray is tugging on my skin. Nothing feels dry, nothing feels too tight or too sticky. I feel really nice and hydrated, but not in a oily or greasy kind of way. I love how it's looking on my skin. I feel like even though I went in with such a full coverage matte foundation, it is still giving my foundation that skin-like look, which I really like a lot. So yeah, you guys, if you are looking for a primer that is going to grip your makeup very nicely without giving you a sticky kind of feel, then I highly suggest you get the primer. And if you want something that's gonna set your makeup in place and it's also gonna give you a hydrating feel but not too sticky or too greasy, then I highly suggest you get the setting spray as well. Now for the curve case, you guys, this is definitely a learning experience for me. You guys did see that I made the mistake of going over my set face with this product. I feel like this product is way too emollient for you to do that. I highly suggest that if you're using this, you apply all your creams first and then set it. That was one of the reasons why I couldn't use any of the blushes, because I wasn't gonna mess up my face more than what I already did. If you guys are my skin tone or darker, I definitely suggest that you get the deep one instead of the medium one. This was low-key a waste of my money, but that's okay. Pretty sure I could find some use of this palette. But yeah, you guys, I just don't really recommend that palette for my skin tone or darker if you want like a nice sculpted bronzy look. Like I mentioned in the video, you guys, if you want to see an in-depth review on the Makeup by Mario Surreal Skin Soft Blur Loose Setting Powder, then please visit my TikTok. I did a full-blown review on this product, you guys. So yeah, I'd highly suggest that you do that if you were looking forward to this powder. I am so sorry I did not include that in today's video. I got so caught up with the whole Onesize products. Last but not least, as far as the color case, I can't really give too much of an opinion on this because I only used it for liner. But as I can see so far, I really do like how it applies to the eyes. I already knew to activate the shade as far as mixing it on your hand or mixing it on a palette, so that way you can get the creaminess of it, because I did hear that if you don't do that, these can be very drying. So yeah, I highly suggest that you do that if you do plan on picking this up. So that is pretty much it for today's video. I really hope you guys enjoyed today's video and you learned something new. Please do not forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you guys in my next one.